Welcome to SHOWstudio's Fashion Radio, the podcast and video series exploring the remarkable relationship between fashion and music. Every week, I'll be joined by fashion's biggest names and the talent of tomorrow as they share their 10 life-defining tunes and the stories behind them. I'm your host, DJ Fatzoni. I'm joined today by one of the defining acts of the 80s, renowned for their catchy melodies, harmonious vocals, and energetic performances. This London girl group emerged as a pioneering force in the world of female-led pop acts. When they first hit the scene, their fearless embrace of musical influences from dance pop to new wave ushered in a new era of Europop and has left a lasting mark on the music industry. People of the world, I'm here with none other than Bananarama.
Well, let's go right the way back, right? Right the way back. You kind of unknowingly started this whole trend of girls in dungarees with black coat hair and check shirts, which was the female version of Hard Times. Because at that time, we had the face, which did this, it was literally after Thatcherism, and we went into this era called Hard Times where everyone wore distressed clothing. And what you did, you girls were the female version of that. And suddenly there was all across the nation, everyone's wearing dungarees and back-combed hair, all the girls.
Yeah, well, the dungarees we wore for Cruel Summer, because that turned out to be like our first top 10 in the States. And so that really took off. But we didn't wear dungarees much after.
From Lawrence Corner.
Lawrence Corner, do you remember that?
Lawrence Corner, of course.
Yeah. I mean, the army surplus store
was stuff that we bought from markets or bits we customised and cut off. And
it was
none of us.
But prior to that, we were talking about the King's Road and how that's changed, and all the shops down there, both at Market, 20th Century Box, Johnson's,
and Kensington Market.
But we just wore what we wore to the clubs because we were club kids. That's where we met you. We met you in Hyper.
That's right. Yeah, I used to work in there.
It is funny because when you perform at festivals now, sometimes people will turn up in 80s, and that typical 80s look. I think they say, "Well, we based it on you," and you think, did I really look like that? We didn't. We didn't.
We did not popularise the like Mary Quant with the Winnie.
We didn't.
That wasn't really us.
Briefly.
You know what it was? It was because it was a pinnacle point where it suddenly was introduced to Bananarama. You know, when you look back at like Boy George, for instance, and Culture Club, that hats and flats iconic.
That's it. That is the one.
That's it. And it's the same with Bananarama. It's like the hair tie.
Yeah.
You know, you had it for a week, once, twice.
We didn't do Dayglow and stuff, which is a lot of people think the 80s is like a Dayglow. Pink leg warmers.
No, we left that to George. The other George Michael. Do you remember his Dayglow?
Oh, God, no, that was proper that. I think there's a lot of people from the 80s that are forces to be reckoned with. It's almost like it gave you a grounding, which made you more determined in whatever walk of life.
And was it just very much more working class and kind of kids that didn't have loads of money? And we wrote our own songs. We were all very individual, but none of us had tons of money. So we had secondhand stores and charity shops, and we made things ourselves. And that's why our look was, so unique.
But the West End of London was packed with people who lived in
lived in squats. Yeah.
And can you do that now?
No,
I doubt it very much. But that's why the vibe was there, I think, because of how we all lived.
Yeah, 100%.
And clubbed and met up at different places.
Well, clubbing was really important then. And it was
hugely important.
And most of the creators in today's real world are club kids. They all come from a clubbing background, whether it be editors of British Vogue, whether it be people that are running, all of those things came from that era because it was all club based, and it's changed so dramatically. We don't have that club culture anymore.
No, I
what we have now is event
about
culture.
Clubs closing down, bars closing. That's so sad. We used to do tour around the world, and then we'd come back and say, right, we can make the WAG Club. We can
know that, of course.
Put our leather trousers on.
We'd get off a plane and go straight to the WAG Club.
That. Yeah,
think we can make it just in time.
The longevity of you two, right? It's like, I've known you for so many years, and you've always been Karen and Sarah. That's the magic of you both. I don't have to see you for a long time.
No,
when I see you,
it's no different.
Exactly
but it's because we've known each other so long. It's that, you're probably a few years younger than us, but we were sort of teenagers when we first met you. And all those clubs we went to, everybody went to the same place. So did George. I remember the first time I didn't know him, but coming down the stairs with a big black cape and this peony eyes with Jeremy Healy. And it's just like we all went to the same clubs and the same movement. So you can't, that's just a bond that we'll always have, regardless of how often we see you, I think.
And I think there's a real affinity to all the people from that era.
Oh, 100%.
And there's a real sort of strength and power in that era. I'm really proud of the fact that we became famous, and you could say sort of pin-ups or whatever.
Wearing
what we wore.
Yeah.
As opposed to
and dungarees,
wearing next to nothing, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But the thought that you should look like that and project that image in order to be successful, which I think a lot of people think is the case now, is wrong. It's projecting the wrong things onto teenage girls. And I think if I'm proud of anything, it's being a role model that showed that you didn't have to do that.
And you really were role models. The thing about Bananarama, right, and the thing that the magic of what you do is there's never, ever, and I mean ever, been a bad track. Every time you listen to any Bananarama track, it does one thing and makes you want to dance.
Yeah.
There's, 3 bars in of Cruel Summer, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, that's
My hair's standing there.
classic.
Robert De Niro's Wait, there's so many of these magic moments, right, that are still magic moments. 40 years on, and it's like you're having this moment where it's not like, oh God, I haven't seen those two. But it's nobody. It's exciting, and the thing about it is, over the last 10 years, it's kind of like to say reinvention is the wrong word. But what you've done is you've done this magical thing of like just doing enough here and there, right? That's drip feeding people for this moment. And it's like, I watched you this morning on TV, and you both were so good on it. Like you seriously were. It was like nothing had changed again.
I almost feel like it gets to a point where you're better because you don't care. But don't care.
You don't care.
No, we care hugely about what we do and how the music is and how the shows are.
Yeah.
But we don't care if we get to the top of the charts. We don't care.
Because it's not about that anymore.
We don't really. No. So when you go and do a TV or whatever, it's just...
You're not obsessed by what chart entries.
But it is about still being able to be creative.
Yeah.
Right, we set up our own record label. We released 2 albums, and they both charted, and no one was more surprised than us. And it was just like, that's so fantastic.
The last album we did is actually my favourite album we've ever done.
Which
I think after 40 years is incredible.
The industry's changed, and everything's changed. People don't go out and buy albums. They stream, they steal. No one pays for anything
But people
anymore.
like our albums.
That's what I'm saying to you.
We've done a load of albums.
But for you to chart in this day and age,
it's amazing because ours is from physical records being sold.
Yeah.
And that is...
That's amazing.
And we did all that ourselves on our own.
And it's kind of like you kind of choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
You've been through it all. You know the game, although the game has changed massively. But, it's a nice position to be and still be able to do something you love and still be successful at it. So
and to still look good. Because that's what we're here for. It's all about fashion and music.
And harder.
Okay, what do you listen to lift your mood?
If I'm really uptight, I tend to listen to books or classical, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I read.
I've got a sort of classical stuff really chills me. It makes me feel like I'm in a film. I quite often put it on in the car.
It's just chill out music. Yeah. Like even all that stuff that the Ibiza stuff was just like chilled without that's the word.
Ambient.
Without lyrics in there, not fast.
I think you find most creatives, right, that we have on, and I've interviewed for this podcast and many other stuff. Whenever you ask them what they listen to at home or what they listen to when they're getting ready or they want to be in the zone or they're being creative, it's always classical.
Alice, when she was studying for exams, she'd always have classical music on in her ears while she's like on the computer. And I'm thinking, how can you concentrate
there's no
with
distraction with lyrics.
There's something, that's exactly it.
And there's no great big drops. And there's,
there are moods. There's something completely different to, a nice adagio for strings and then pounding Rachmaninoff or whatever, which makes me cry because my granddad used to play it on the piano. So it's, different things for different moods, a bit like listening to music from our childhood. Some make me cry, some make me laugh, some make me dance. But that is incredible. But it's all music. I think right across the board, Sarah and I have never liked one genre.
No, it's quite hard when someone
music.
says, "What artist?" There's no one artist. I like loads of
How
different
can there
things.
be? I just don't get how people
adored 70s funk growing up. I mean, it was...
Well, you were white club girls, weren't you?
Yeah.
But we went, I mean...
Funk
we
is
went
what we
to
love. Disco.
We used to get our platforms on because we were quite young.
People don't like disco, do they? But
love disco.
Disco's had a massive...
Yeah.
Well, I loved it all the way through, and I've always
Do you
been
remember
really...
clothes, though, as well? It was just like...
Had Lurex,
Yeah.
had a satin boot tube, Lurex tight trousers, a pair of stilettos.
Sounds like you were...
A perm.
You wear now.
A perm.
A perm? Get
a
the
great
fuck out
big
of here.
perm.
How big was the perm?
Well, it was supposed to be big.
Hitler died, so it's an...
Can I tell you, it was my biggest disaster.
Mum
It was
walked
supposed
past
to be, you know, in the because I've got very straight hair.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be one of those shaggy perms.
Farrah Fawcett's.
Like shaggy. It came out like an afro.
Like that lady from Call the Midwife.
Yeah. Oh, you know that? And on top of that, Sara had helped me. We locked myself up in the bathroom to put henna on it because I thought it would go that really rich. Like a
Charlie's Angels.
It was bright carrot orange. So I ended up with a bright carrot orange perm for a while.
What's the most influential track from your childhood and why? You just touched on like 70s soul funk.
Yeah,
70s
mine
funk.
was because back in the day you could only hear it on the radio, so it was like it was such a big deal when you heard it again. And my one was not Love Child, as I wrote down, but I'm Still Waiting.
Yeah, you love
Diana
that.
Ross.
Yeah.
And it was I was with my best friend Judy Driscoll. And we'd gone on a day trip with my mum and dad and sister. And I had an ice cream. We had ice creams. And we had our feet in the little pond. And that record came on. And always when I hear it, it takes me back to that moment. And it's a sweet moment and this childhood moment. And I love the story, the lyrics of the song.
It's incredible.
It was so sad. You know, I'm still waiting. It was really sad. Like she didn't understand why the guy had buggered off or whatever the lyrics were. But I mean,
Hello.
yeah,
Let's go there.
That's and Michael Jackson's Ben. That was just.
Yeah, I read that this morning. I was like, she's choosing Ben.
We used to make me want to
But you
cry
watched that
even
in the
then.
film, right?
No, I don't know what it was. I used to stand on the bathroom stool, which I put in my bedroom, and then the crescendo and the build-up, and then I'd dive off this as if I was diving into water onto the bed and crack the ceiling below. But I don't know why. It was just like as if I was performing it. I loved swimming as well, so I mixed the two. Like a nutter.
Yeah, I was just about to say freak. But we won't go there.
Yeah.
We had so
Troubled
many.
Water.
Yeah, we
Harmonies.
used to sing to that. Everything with a harmony we used to sing to. Sarah, was it your brother had a reel to reel?
Yeah.
And had Bridge Over Troubled Water on, and we used
but
to
for me,
absolutely
that's learning to
harmonise.
songwrite because you learn how it crescendoed through and how it built up, how they brought in like really, really good harmonies.
We did a tip-top version of Evergreen, which my mother played to everyone, which I recorded on a cassette.
Did you used to record off the radio?
Yes.
The top 10?
I used to put my cassette player, little cassette player,
Literally get in there before they start
But
talking.
it was like gold dust because you couldn't hear it all the time. We couldn't afford records.
No.
And it's just like, oh my God, it's on again. When
we shared records with our pocket
Stevie
money, and then
Wonder.
when we had Saturday jobs,
Songs
we
and
shared.
I would like play 1 minute of like, I'd record it and I'd have 1 minute of that song and I would play that 1 minute over and over.
Yeah.
Didn't know the rest of the lyrics to the song, only for that 1 minute because that's all I recorded.
But when you did have a single,
you
knew it word for word and the B side.
Of course you did.
Because it was a waste just playing an A side.
What was the first one you ever bought?
My first actual single I bought with my own money was Tiger Feet.
Was it really? Yeah,
Sad Street Dreamer.
Sad Street Dreamer.
Sweet Sensation.
Amazing. Such a great song.
Yeah. It
My
was
dad
pink and
actually,
blue
first
label.
record my dad bought me because he loved it so much was You Make Me Feel Mighty Real.
Oh, Sylvester, we worked out.
My dad loved it.
One on this show.
Yeah.
Sylvester's
My
been
dad
on many
bought me it.
people's choices.
Yeah,
because
but that was our first dance room.
Was that when you wrote the vase?
Yeah, your mum's wedding.
My mum had a vase
Got my
for a
hand
wedding
in it.
present. We were being stupid and she was waving it around on a, I think it
Smashed it on the
against
wall. Blamed her brother.
Yeah.
I stuck it together and blamed my brother, got a whack for it. That's really mean.
It's quite genius, though.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's
I just balanced it back together.
Of course you did.
But music was so exciting back then. I remember David Bowie when he was snogging the skeleton and your dad came in and turned the TV off.
What's that watching that rubbish? That's disgusting. And turned it off.
How funny, though, right?
Yes.
But I think then, I don't know, it could just because that was our era, but there were so many different
Mine
bands.
was the first one I bought was I got my mum to buy it was Crocodile Rock by Owen.
Oh, yeah.
And Owen loves the story as well. I used to play it over.
That was on my reel to reel.
Yes, it was.
And my mum used to take it off me and put it in the top of the cupboard, and I would cry and ask for it, and they wouldn't give me it. And then when I was good, I was allowed to have it out, and then I wasn't allowed to have it when my dad was home from work. Because I drove them insane.
Yeah.
I know, but you do. You just play things over and over again.
We played when my mum and dad went out every Saturday night to a local club.
Yeah, of course,
The club.
Yeah.
And then Sarah and I, and my brother and his mates, all we did was play really loud music the whole time they were out.
I suppose as much as...
And then, but that was
Did you ever have the speakers outside on the windowsills? We used to do that on our estate. Every time my mum and dad went out, the speakers went outside.
Great idea.
Went the music.
Yeah.
And, literally... It was
we used to have the neighbour banging on.
Always.
Yeah.
Part of growing
All
up.
the time.
So brother shot
My brother shot him with an air rifle. That didn't go down well.
Didn't the police?
So
yes, they did.
Same thing again, right? What song do you have on repeat at the moment at home, on studio, or wherever it is that you...
Well, when I discovered Black Mascara, I just loved that song. It was just great. That was the one that I know when I love a song because I will put it on repeat, and there's not many that do that to me, but that one I loved of recent times. But
I can't remember the last
we've
one
just
I had on repeat, apart from Alice, Sarah's daughter, who moves me to tears every time I hear her. And she recently did one about her grandfather, who obviously was Reg, Sarah's dad. And I had to listen to it about 20 times before I could actually get to the end because I'm just sobbing the whole time. Yeah. Because it's like everyone who's lost a father, everyone who's lost a relation. But obviously because it's Sarah's daughter and it's about Reg.
It's very soulful.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's got the most soulful voice.
When it's like when that you get that emotion in someone's voice. And
she has it in spades.
And you feel it, and it just whatever they sing in, it just makes you want to cry.
Yeah, well, Alice Dallin has it in spades. She really does. She writes the most amazing lyrics, and they're so heartfelt. And then she's got that soulful voice. It's almost like a voice I would have listened to. Growing up. Yeah, that proper soul thing.
Isn't that mad though that your daughter's got? Well, it's not mad that she's gone into music. And because when your mum's an icon, it's kind of where you go.
But her music is very, very different to ours, and it's not. It's not the fame thing she wants, or the amount of followers on TikTok or whatever. Although I think that's the way to go now for a youngster. But she just has an absolute passion for it, and there's nothing that could change that. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Karen and I and Siobhan in the day, we hated the red carpet. We
hated the fame.
We didn't.
I do remember.
I still don't like the fame. I
like the creativity. I like playing live. I like being with people that really, like you guys and George, and just like people that love music and different art things. I don't really. It's not about going and getting the latest handbag and going on a red carpet. It's just not that. But that's maybe.
But that's different because the thing about it is, right, if you were to look and think, okay, Bananarama, you're not in the glossies, you're not in wearing Balenciaga and the latest clothing, you're wearing what you wear. And that's something really unique to people because what it is that well, like you said a little while ago in this, that you don't care about when you think. Yeah. The thing about it is with fashion, it's and style, they're two different things, right? Someone put it about the other day about Lewis Hamilton walking into a store buying anything he wants, but looking like a complete and utter cunt when he comes out. It's not fashion. It's not style.
But don't get me wrong. I absolutely love. I mean, when I look at catwalk shows, excuse me, I am in awe of how someone like Galliano put their clothes together.
No,
I mean, and Alexander McQueen, those shows with the music and the way it's absolutely creative heaven, and it's so fantastic. But it's not like we will be wearing that sort of thing, but I'd absolutely appreciate it.
I think we do like nice clothes, and we do.
No, you definitely, but you always have done.
But I think not slavishly, but I look at, like you say, you look at this and you think, oh my God, that outfit is absolutely amazing, but not amazing enough for me to spend 10 grand on it.
And wear it once.
And wear it once. The amount of stuff I've got in my cupboard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to train myself to actually buy classic stuff, spend on classic stuff instead of sort of buy some, having it in the cupboard and think, well, I wore that and everyone's seen it.
Honey, I've got a whole house full of that.
Yeah, I know.
White one wears, you know,
I know.
I'm very guilty of it. And I've been really good with just saying, hang on, how many times will I wear that? I don't need to wear a stage
I think that's
outfit.
a really good way to look at stuff.
Because I've got so much stuff.
Yeah. And I think stage stuff for us. Yeah. I mean, the amount of stuff I've bought thinking that'll look great on stage, and you wear it for one show and you think, well, everyone's seen it. Well, so what? Yeah. And then you wear it again. So, but you wore that last year. It's like, what am I going to do? Buy something and wear it once?
Exactly.
I think that's wrong. I think, I love the fact that I've got stuff that happened 20 years.
Especially with
social media for that.
Yes. I'd rather have something that's 20 years old that's got a quality to it. I'm wearing something that's at least 10 years old. I like 10 years old.
But if you're all young, then you want that.
It would if it did up. It doesn't quite
feel the same. Yeah.
What musician today inspires your style?
I always listen to new female artists. I think those.
You get excited by this.
Yeah. I want to see what they're wearing, how they're performing, and their songs. I'm far more interested in female artists because there's been so few for so long,
and there are loads now.
And I want to see how it's, there's so many great ones, and it's not like I bought all the albums and know all the songs, but I'm just really interested in that. So
I look at the recent Brits and the recent Grammys and everything. Yeah. It's all been like women and
strong women, strong personalities. I think when you've been through phases where you think there's women before, it's like we were talking about earlier. You almost feel like women who've been moulded by a man to be a certain way, whereas now it seems very much that strong women are at the forefront. A few years ago, you'd have thought, I couldn't possibly do it. It's like you had to disappear, whether you're an actress or a singer, or you'd have to disappear at a certain age. Life, it's like, they're too old now, they're past it. And you sort of think, no, I will not be. And there's a certain amount of determination and tenacity.
But I think people, even in the 80s, as well, they were like, well, they're 26 now, a bit old.
Yeah, a bit old for us.
26.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Well, let's go back to that catwalk question. The most important track that you've heard at a catwalk show. And you talked about McQueen and you talked about Galliano. I mean, they're moments in time. And recently, the last Galliano show, that just completely captivated the world, literally everybody. Yeah. Like mind-blowing.
It was like a Galliano film, again. Wasn't it? It was just his clothes just blow my mind. It's just like, how do you have that inspiration? And they always look very dramatic and very film, I find that extraordinary when I see those sort of shows.
Just opened an exhibition on that collection. So you can actually go now and see the beginning.
But it was with the makeup as well.
Everything, right the way through the thought process, where it's all come from, like everything is all in this exhibition, which only Galliano could do.
But it was always amazing, even when you bought a stretchy Galliano top, there was something in the design that somehow made it
calm the bias.
Or cut it, or there was a piece across here, or it just wrapped and it
when he was going to lend us some clothes or something, so I'm only going to lend it to you if you don't wear those bloody big brothel creeper shoes. You have
that style. Yeah. You have to not having it unless you wear it with a heel.
Amazing. Yeah, but that's John, right?
Yeah.
Because you used to go to back in the early days. Did you ever go to like any of the Catherine Hamlet shows? Any of those shows? You of course.
Yeah, we had lots of Catherine Hamlet, actually, didn't we?
John Rusher.
Oh, he was so lovely. He always used to invite us. Yeah. I mean, they were exciting those days, but I think they've probably looked a bit kind of tame up to what you get now. They were kind of traditional catwalk up and down. But yeah, they're exciting, aren't they? And to see someone's work, especially now, someone's creativity, and I can't say there's anyone that doesn't do a brilliant show, that's Mugler or whatever it is. They all do phenomenal shows. And I love all the makeup. That is it Pat McGrath?
Pat McGrath did the Galliano. Yes, insane.
It's like I blew it up. I'm like, how do you get that? I have to have very smooth skin, obviously.
So, I discussed this on another podcast a couple of weeks ago about just the fact that they got all the models 10 days before and taught them how to walk and how to hold themselves. then the 2 days of makeup, working out the palettes.
Wow.
The whole thing was a masterpiece in itself. You know, most shows, they turn up, they get their makeup done, they go down the catwalk.
And then they go to another one.
You know.
But it is an art form.
Yeah, and that's Galliano at its best.
Yeah.
Go on to videos now. Best music video in terms of fashion. What have you got? Life on Mars.
Yeah, that was just, I know lots of people have said that, but it's just that colour, that blue suit, the makeup. It's just his face. It's not, there's nothing else really going on. It's a plain background as far as I remember. And that is just iconic. It's
remarkable how many people's lives that video's touched.
Yeah.
That song as well.
Yeah, nearly everyone that comes on here. You know, when Tracy Emin was on here, it was like the Bowie hour.
Yeah.
And Dylan Jones, I had to say to the right, no more Bowie, please. But, you know, the thing is, it was, you know, that's the magic of fashion and music and music in fashion.
Well, I have to say I loved Madonna's Frozen. Absolutely love it. She's so brilliant in it with that. The black hood, the dogs, the crows, the whole thing.
It's an incredible, it's a masterpiece
really
again,
is.
literally.
Really is.
And I like the fact that you put Work It by Missy Elliott as well. Come on.
Mind, absolutely.
Insane.
And Alice was really little and she loved it so much because it was almost cartoony.
Yeah.
I mean, her dancing is off the chart. Let's use that horrible word. But I mean, just insane. Her music, her lyrics are just fantastic.
She doesn't get the justice that she deserves in life. I think, you know, if you watch Missy Elliott and you look in and you think, is this new? I know people think, oh, this is new. I'm like, do you know how old this is?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I remember singing it with Alice.
Yeah.
We used to sing it.
And inflatable tracks.
She was little. She was little at the time.
Genius. And I like it because it's more street and it's a different sort of culture.
There's so much fashion in that video.
So
it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, so many different looks and done so perfectly.
And I love all the little kids in it, and it's just everything is just.
I'm really glad you brought that one up.
Yeah,
that's one of my favourites.
Yeah,
it really is. I could watch that all day.
She makes me laugh. She's got so much personality. It's ridiculous.
Amazing, yeah. Don't give a fuck.
No, exactly.
Brilliant. And you put Bad Romance, Lady Gaga. So Gaga's been...
That's a lot on the Queen stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, Gaga and the lovely Nick Knight upstairs. You know, the thing about Gaga is everyone always goes to it because there's another one, like, as an artist, she takes from the past and brings it to now.
Yeah.
And is very honest about it and very supportive of those designers. You know what I mean? Like, she's McQueen obsessed. And you've got to, you see it in her, you see the magic of the art in her.
That's what it is. It's like a video you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just insane how
and it's the music fashion link, because
totally
taken to the extreme, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, when you had those moments as well. When you look at Venus, right? When you look at that video,
Yeah, I know, but
that's style. That anyone you talk to about Bananarama, they go, "Oh my god, I love that Venus video." You know, they always go to that and reference it.
Yeah.
Because of the way you were all dressed in it. Yeah. And at the time, that was really provocative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it kind of was like, oh, suddenly Bananarama being sexualized.
Yeah.
And you know, it was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first one video I think we'd done, which we were pleased with the outcome.
You were pregnant in it, weren't you?
Yeah, I discovered I was pregnant. I couldn't understand why my headdress wasn't doing it. I had a bulge underneath it. And it was really tight. And I was pregnant.
But we had all those boys under the cage.
Yeah,
just
it
and
was
that
amazing.
went on to the Brit Awards where we had all those guys which was quite shocking for the time. But it was so much fun. It was just the best fun.
It was like dressing up.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
How long ago was that now?
The Brits.
No, the fucking
Venus was 86.
86.
Yeah. So nearly.
That's insane, isn't it?
I know.
That really is
it's
insane.
All insane. I know. You know, it's almost like you look forward to doing that song because you know you've still got it to come, and it's an absolute banger.
I mean, Cruel Summer literally never bores me.
No.
I never think,
and that is 40 years old.
Well, Cruel Summer.
Yeah. Love it.
Was that 1983? That was
such an incredible song, and the video.
But it sounds like nothing else.
The video is so
nothing
good.
else, and it was just a one-off. That track. It's a crack on, but when we never get bored of it ever.
America's taken it to their hearts. Yes. I mean, they love it over there. It's constantly.
We get requests every week about using that on the film or a TV or everyone just loves that song, which is amazing.
Says it all.
Because it lasts. Yes,
it says it all.
It's like it's become a classic without sounding like a Classic.
Yeah, but you know, as I say to you, 3 bars in, you're straight away.
Yeah.
And it's one of those songs, right? If you're in the car, can you turn this up, please? Always.
Yeah.
Always. Can you turn this up, please? And if it's on at home, I will always say, Siri, turn this up. Volume up. Yeah. And it will take it up. Yeah. Because it has to be loud.
Yeah.
And it has to, because it's just, but it's
a strange little song.
But you know what it is? It's happiness personified.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And that's what Bananarama.
And it has happy times for me because it was our first trip to LA and it was the palm trees and the sun and the song was huge. And
the first trip to New York
this is just
to do the
great.
video.
Yeah.
Didn't look at
and it was all hazy from the heat. Do you remember in it? It was such a good video.
It's all hair and dungarees, isn't it?
Hair and bad acting.
Fringes and
summer. Right, okay, what are you wearing today? Describe what you're wearing. So you already have, you said that this is 10 years old, right?
Yeah, probably.
But look how sophisticated it is.
It doesn't fit anymore, so that's put a vest underneath. That's how old it is. I love rediscovering things. Do you know what I found? Because I've just had a massive clear out because at some point I'm moving. I found a Westwood skirt and that jumper
aren't they?
with the butterfly, which is D&G, I think. And I wore it in the Sunday Times with my son doing Relative Value about 20 years ago now. And I thought, I could wear that again.
Yeah, you could do it, but that's just retro.
It's retro, but it doesn't really, I don't think it looks particularly
dated.
No,
it won't.
You can't date it. Oh, that's, it's
people are giving it like arm to own it. That's the thing with it, like with good pieces. My argument with is I go and buy stuff and like Sari said, you won't wear that or you wear it once. I'm like, yeah, but it's a part of an archive. It's part of my collection. Yeah. I have clothes. I don't just buy them to wear them. I buy them to keep them.
Yeah.
Because I see them as pieces of art. And it's like, for me, I see something and I just think, oh my God, it's just so beautiful. I have to have it. Yeah. And I spend untold amounts.
I don't do that.
No, but you know what? I don't.
I understand you doing it if that's your thing.
I could get it for nothing if I made a phone call and I begged it.
No,
I don't do that. I like to go in and I like to buy and I like to purchase because for me it's.
Are you buying because you think it'll also increase?
100%. Yeah.
So you've got an eye for that.
100%.
Well, a ton of Westwood from the 80s and 90s.
Worth a fortune.
Got about 10 of those corsets each, haven't we?
Oh, do you remember those corsets?
With sleeves, without sleeves, white, black, velvet, silk. I mean, red. Got them all. We have. Love a corset.
What song do you listen to getting ready this morning when you were on the way to do your TV stuff that you did?
It's too early.
We were here with swearing.
No, first thing in the morning. It's,
I listen to the Today
program. Radio 4. But I suddenly get an urge for music and then I love it and I get the speaker out and I have a little dance round.
Crack open the wine.
Yeah. But, I love when I'm in the mood for music and sometimes it just hits you from nowhere and you think, oh, I want to hear that song. And everything goes off and you put the music on and just lose yourself in it. But it has to be at the right point.
If you could raid the wardrobe or write a song with any musician living or dead, who would it be? And you've got some really amazing names down here.
What did I write?
You wrote Prince, which is just incredible.
Yeah. There we are. The most remarkable person in heels I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why he wrecked his hips and his
heels
joints, wasn't it?
Dance.
And non-stop.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
That energy. You also...
extraordinary.
You put Bowie, of course.
Yeah.
Debbie Harry, mind-blowing.
And again, I don't think she got the recognition back then as a woman. I just feel like, her songs are incredible. I know a lot.
But I think there's a point where she's really attractive. She's a very beautiful woman. So you probably, I've always thought, it's almost worse if you're really attractive. It's
not taken seriously.
She's there as a front person.
Yeah, she's a sex symbol.
They've got her in to front a band, but she's nothing to do with it. And I bet you that's what half the people out there thought.
Yeah, but
because
but she was she's hot. Not that's what people used to say.
She's really
she's sexy. Not like, oh my God, what a great
what an artistic incredible artist she is.
Yeah, again, she's that girl from that band.
But it's just, it's like the woman thing, especially in times gone by where you have to sort of prove yourself doubly and triply up to men to get taken seriously.
The other few women you've listed here, like Patti Smith, Rihanna. I mean, come on, these are like really like they're like all
I think Patti
moments.
Smith was just like, because she was so anti every kind of Dolly Bird look.
Yeah.
It was just the grungy hair, and it was like the New York scene, which I didn't know anything about, so it intrigued me what was going on there with all the writers and photographers, you know, Mapplethorpe and all that sort of. It was just really interesting. And I mean, I loved the music, obviously.
And then you go on to Sam Smith. You put him in, another strong woman in. Sam Smith and Rena as well.
Well, Rena, for me, I was introduced to her by my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Fantastic voice.
Amazing, right?
But also her look and her style, I just think she's just incredible. I love it. Does she start making all her own clothes? I think I saw a documentary on her, maybe.
Yeah.
Or she had the long plaits and everything. And again, it's a female artist. I just think, I don't know loads about you, but I like what I'm seeing and I'm interested. You have caught my imagination. So
I love this.
Because it doesn't look like it's done by someone
No,
else.
it's not something brought into style. There's like, you know, it's like with FK Twigs.
I was
like
going to put
really amazing women that have got their own style and they're coming forward, Little Sims. All of these people, don't wear more. Please stop wearing Burberry Little Sims. You don't need to be doing that. Just do Little Sims because that's what we love. You know, there's so many elements of these brilliant women that are coming through and that are changing the world. You did 40 years ago. Yeah. You know, for Bananarama to be around for that amount of time, you did something so fucking right at the right time.
Yeah.
That's kept you where you are. It's giving you, you know, with a lot of artists from back then, they had this like kind of mythology about them. You don't have that. No. You do it to a certain level, but you're so relevant now. Does it ever cross your minds that you were like fashion icons?
No.
That's what's so brilliant about you both, though, because you are. You were fashion icons back then. You, as I said at the start of this podcast, you changed the demographic of how women dressed. You took away that, oh my God, I'm a woman, I have to wear Hansa and I have to wear little slutty dresses to be noticed. Yeah. You took that away, totally away, and you re-feminized women in such a way that they weren't sexualized. You've re-feminized, you gave them that energy. And that's a remarkable feat. And I think that not many people give you the justice you deserve.
No, I think it's nice to put that into words. It's really not something we can ever be sort of objective about. We just think, well, we just did what we did. And there weren't other women for us to sort of be inspired by, to be honest, apart from the punk days, obviously. But, you know, there weren't a lot of women around. So we kind of forged our own way and just did what came naturally. And it either worked or it didn't.
It's part of growing up as well. Yeah. We were really young. We went through that. And then we got a bit more money. We did a bit more money, a bit more sophisticated. Yeah. But it was never really done in a sexualised...
No.
You know, we've never really gone down that road. Even when we wore those fabulous dresses.
Anthony Price.
Yeah, they were, you know...
They were Anthony fucking Price.
They were Anthony Price. So they weren't... You know, they're amazing dresses and they're grown up and fashiony.
Yeah.
But it was still not
a joy to work with.
It was
amazing.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Well, he was deaf and wasn't he?
Deaf. Do you remember?
No, but we kept saying all these jokes. We were thinking, that's falling flat. And it's like, well,
I didn't hear you, darling.
And then he turned the other way.
I'm definitely.
And no one had a shot where you went in and it was bits of board with half an outfit to it that you could go, okay, I really want to, can you make that for me? Can you make that for me? It was tailoring done in such a unique way.
Yeah, they really were.
The shot window had dummies in it and it never changed. It was just sophisticated, like this window. You thought, what the fuck goes on in there?
Yeah.
But it was built around you. I mean, it's the only thing I think we've ever made that was like
shot,
that.
Now you say it, I think we were too scared to go.
Yeah, we were.
Because it was a window.
Yes,
and it was a diorama in a window of a man and a woman. And it was like Ronnie, you know, if you want me to stay with the leather cap on, that was the image in the window. And you thought, whoa, what is this fucking metal?
You're frightened to go into shops.
Totally.
You were scared to go into the Westwood shop.
Yeah, the World's End. That was another one because it was
really intimidating.
The box was across the road and we said, right, should we go in? It was like, there was too many cool people. We just because we weren't really young. No, we can't go in. But we did eventually.
Yeah. Most morbid of all questions. What songs would you have at your funeral?
I've written, what have I done?
Andrea
Bocelli.
Amazing.
I've always thought I'd have Is That All There Is by Peggy Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, you would do, wouldn't you?
that was our choice. I thought I'd change mine to Mr. Bocelli.
Or Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
Yeah.
But you've got to have something that makes people cry.
Yeah.
a funerals. You want that drama.
I think there are pieces of classical. Which I would
my dad's,
absolutely
we
have.
had Strangers in the Night.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 'cause
My
we
dad-
loved it. My mum.
And Edelweiss,
Yeah.
which makes me sob.
Amazing.
Edelweiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm doing wedding music at the moment, like trying to work out. I'm having Jimmy Somerville sing Small Town Boy and a cappella when you walk down the aisle.
God,
Oh my God, how brilliant.
that is amazing.
Yeah, you're going to love it. It's going to be the one.
And then Cruel Summer.
And then Cruel Summer. We're literally having that because
And then Venus.
it sums
Love
up
in the
things.
first
Then I want
degree.
you back.
Yeah, I want you back. No, that's what I do when we split up.
Then you're going to get the styling.
Yeah, I'm gonna the whole mood ball is orgies Bananarama.
70s trash wedding.
From Fun Boy Free right the way through. Yeah, perms. I'm gonna have a carrot perm. I'm gonna have a henna.
Can I be
carrot
bridesmaid with my carrot puff?
perm. We're in Bananarama archive.
Oh, fantastic.
You're getting silly now, Tone.
Yeah.
Okay, what track that represents how you feel about life right now, where you're at? Because I think to look at you both, and I know you very, very long time, and I know when you've gone through a lot together. Right now, where are you at? Like you're like
Pretty happy, really.
I know. I can see it. In
Might
both
have
of
to go happy.
Right, what's a happy song, Kes?
Happy.
No, I won't do that one. I
can't think of something uplifting
If
on
I
the
could have
spot.
done, I would have written it down.
Can I ask you, like, can we Bananarama-ize this? What Bananarama track sums up where you're at right now?
Supernova, which is the latest single.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's important.
Yeah.
Do you know what the last few we did to go on the album?
The lyrics are so uplifting. all of them.
I think we've come through so many different periods and we were in such a positive mood that we ended up, we were just going to do one track to go with the compilation. We ended up recording about 6.
Yeah.
And they're all hugely positive.
Yeah.
It's just about feeling good about
How magical is that?
We didn't sit down and think, let's write positive. That's what came
They
out.
were
That's what
very
comes out, 'cause that shows
naturally
you where
in
you're
a
at.
positive frame of mind, feeling really strong about ourselves
Yeah.
and who we are and you know, kind of
That's it. That's it. I got goosebumps.
No.
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps
Yeah.
from that. So that's where it shows you where you're at.
But it does.
Together.
We've only done this since we left school. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing else. So
Same,
it's like,
right?
yeah,
It's like a perfect marriage.
a perfect
Yeah.
perm.
Yeah, it's like a perfect carrot perm.
are
It is a perfect. It's a perfect carrot perm. That's exactly what you are.
That's it.
the carrot of the
I feel
pearl.
a song coming on.
Carrot Rama. It's amazing.